YouTube friends. So I posted in some of the Facebook groups I'm in and on the Instagram that I had a new package arrival, and this was it. And I got a little bit of thingy from a few people about the fact that where I got it from. Okay, I had a few people asking us about, you know, what they like. Now I'm not accustomed to any particular thingy. I'm not with any particular group. I don't support any particular group. I'll buy where I can get stuff the cheapest. It's as simple as that. I'll buy wherever I can get it the cheapest, whether that be eBay, whether it be Toys Wonderland, whether it be Sideshow, because I have bought from Sideshow before, whether it be anybody. I don't care. It's wherever I can get the cheapest deal. That's where I'm going to go. Okay. And I have bought quite a few bits and pieces from Toys Wonderland. I have never had a problem with them. Now, stating that, I did have to get in touch with them about what was in this box. And as you can see, it's not an official shipper box, it's their own box. Okay. But it does come well packaged. I've got no problems with the packaging they do. They have it wrapped in bubble wrap, they have it inside of another box. The box itself that I have just here, as you can hear, is in perfect nick. Okay. So I've got no issues with anything like that. Everything comes to me. Obviously, if you have your issues, then you have your issues. That's something between you and them. I have never had an issue with them. I'm not going to sing their praises, but I'm also not going to put them down for something that didn't do. I will just give you the plain truth as of what I have had with them. Now, like I say, when it comes to this one, I did have to get in touch with them, because after I got the shipping thingy to say, oh, it's shipped, it's on its way, and I was like, oh yes, get in. Can't wait for this to come. It was about 10 days later and I'd heard nothing. And normally I would get a thingy through Royal Mail to sort of say, oh look, you know, these have been in touch with, well, that you've got a package on its way. I'd heard nothing. So I thought, no, I'll just scan on the thingy and I'll just have a check, because I've got a few orders. I bought a few different things during the Toys Wonderland sale, or the closing down, as people are calling it. I don't think they're closing down, guys, I really don't. But like, you never know. But like I say, I bought a few bits and pieces from that sale, and I went back on to have a look and found out that according to the shipping thingy that they give you, it actually hadn't even left their offices yet. And I'm like, well, I've paid for an express shipping. Not that I wanted to, but I had no choice, which I'll go into in a minute when I show you what I'm actually unboxing here. So I did have to contact them and say, can you tell me where the hell my packages are, because, you know, I've got a few on order. Here's the order numbers, bump, 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 bump. Can you tell us what the hell's going on, why this, according to your Hong Kong posting, it hasn't even left your offices yet? You know, give them the time to respond, because you remember they're in Hong Kong, I'm in the UK, there's a hell of a freaking difference in thingy. I did get a response from them saying, oh, we really apologise for what's going on. You know, we've had a massive amount of orders, which I can imagine during that sale, because I had a problem, which I'm going to go into again, just trying to order this thing. Yeah. So it was a case of, I went, oh wait, fair enough then. This is, look, we are going to look into it. We will get it shipped out straight away. It will be on its way within the day or so. And I was like, cool. I did get a thingy email through a couple of days thingy that I checked again. And sure enough, it was on its way. And I do now, as you can see, because I'm tapping away at it here, I do have it in hand now. And I've got no issues with the thing. It's in perfect nick, it's brand spanking new, as it's supposed to be. Now, I'm not going to say that it's thingy, because again, I'm still waiting on some of the other ones being shipped, which I've had to get in touch with them again, and I've again getting an email back off them saying, we do apologise, we do know that some of these things have, we are working through all these orders that we have, and we'll get it out here as soon as possible. And again, they'll give us the new shipping update things, and some of them have already left and been handed over. Others, they say they're preparing. We're just busy now getting it fully together to get it sent off. So hopefully I'll think again, if I need to get in touch with them again, I'll get in touch with them again, and I'll be a little bit more stern than I was this time about, hang on, this isn't good enough. You know, why am I having to wait this long? But I'm not going to knock them for the thing, because I've got these at a really cheap price. Like this one. Yeah. This one, guys. This is the one I'm thinking. Now, I've seen all the reviews, I've seen the things, I loved the look of the thing, the head sculpt looked amazing on other people's reviews, but I wasn't going to pick them up because you were talking with shipping and stuff like that, it was going to be over 500 quid. And I was like, no, I'm sorry, but I'm not paying that for, even though it's two figures. Yeah, I was just like, well, no, it's not worth it. I'm not going to do that. When this came on the Toys One on sale, when it first came on, this is why I had a problem getting it, because when it first came on and I first saw this, literally, these were working out £100 each figure. Okay, that was 200 quid just over to buy them. Obviously, you need to pay shipping as well. That's where I had the issue now, guys. This is where I had the issue. Because the site was getting friggin' hammered because people had seen that there was a sale on, and a lot of the stuff was dirt cheap. And I'm talking about, you were talking about, you could pick up basically troopers and stuff like that for like 90 odd quid. You know, that is just like unbelievably cheap. You know, unbelievably cheap. And like I say, this, I ended up having to pay an extra 100 odd quid shipping because I couldn't change the shipping on it. Every time I changed the shipping on it and I went to hit the button in order to pay, it just flipped itself back onto the more expensive shipping. And I thought, well, I don't want to lose out on getting these because it still works way friggin' cheaper, even with the little bit more expensive shipping. It still works out way cheaper than what they would have been, and I'm still getting a friggin' bargain. So I just went, click it, I'll take it anyway. Yeah, it's just a case of that is, I had to wait and I had to remind them to send it out. That's the only issue I've had with them, guys. Yeah, I don't mind doing that for the price I've freaking gotten it at. That's not a big deal. Yeah, yes, I can grant you it shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have had to do that. Okay, we all know that, but that's what I had to do. But I now have it in hand, and there's nothing wrong with it. By the looks of this, it's in perfect nick. Front of the box looks amazing. You know, it's a big old box. It's the deluxe version. You can see there, that is a beautiful looking box. Yeah. On the side we have another picture from the actual figure itself. The back has other stuff on. You can see it's a bit of a finger magnet because I'm very hot at the minute. It's having another bit of a heat wave in the UK again, so it's very, very warm. I've had to come out of the man cave because the man cave with it being wood has heated up to the point where I'm absolutely sweating and it's not good for me dog, so I had to bring him out. But that's another story. And what we've got is this. Again, another one, it's beautiful. And what I'm going to say to you guys as well is that if people like epic fails, okay, if you like seeing an epic fail, stick around to the end of this video. It'll be worth it. For the fact is, you will see something that happened with this thingy over here, okay, that I've put in at the end just to show you how I was making a video and something happened. I'm just hoping that you can stick around long enough to see it, because this is probably going to be a long ass video, because obviously there's two figures to look at, plus as you can see here, Jesus, there is a lot of accessories here. Yeah, I'm not going to go, I probably won't end up going through every accessory because you've already seen videos on all this type of stuff. I'll just show you bits and pieces and show you what needs to be done. You know, get that bit off. I'll show you these. I like that. That's kind of cool. Out of the movie where he shows you his sort of, it was his thing of like his father that owned the stuff and he owns it, and that's the thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. That, I'm not sure because I can't really see it properly, but I'm taking it that's possibly a thing of Mando. You have a few bits, so that one there by the looks of them are the ones that attach to his knees to make it look like he's firing his rockets from his knees. You have a nice flame effect there. A good few array of hands, which we might sort of get one of them just to have a look at if we need to. And of course, the knee thing there, which may be the one that they plug into, I don't know. I'd have to have a look once I get around to that, but there you go, that's plenty of stuff there. Get this top cover off, which I may just do a little edit, or I may just leave it in. Depends on how I figure here. Again, look, you just go, the amount of stuff that's in that part of the box is like, wow, Yeah, again, a lot of stuff. I'll get things out as I'm going to get them out, and I'll show you as I get them out, because fuck it, it's my video. There's your first piece. That is beautiful. The weathering on it is fantastic, you know, it's literally beaten to crap. You know, it's like what it would have been like after getting out the Sarlacc pit. It's just weathered, beaten, acid to do with bits, you know. One of the good things is on the back, there's no hook here, which basically means this must literally have a magnet on it. Let's just hope the magnet is this nice strong one, because there's no stupid hook to have to friggin' piss about with, which is a damn good thing. Yeah, but that I do like. I think that is really, really nice the way they've got that. Literally just looks so worn, battered, bruised and beaten to shit. That's cool. We do have a couple of pieces that will go with it. That bit, which I'm sort of wondering if that's, yeah, that's to basically go at the top of there to make it look like he's firing off his rocket out of it. So that's pretty cool. Then you obviously have the rocket itself. So again, can either just be put in there to have the rocket in, or you can plug it into there, and plug it into there, and it look like it's been fired off. I think that's a damn cool touch. Yeah, damn cool accessory for having if you're into your sort of your photography of your figures. Like, it's damn good bits and pieces to have with that. What you do have is two of these guns, one for each figure. I am thinking about maybe having them dual wielding, which might look a bit strange, but yeah, just for photography thingies. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Again, you can see sort of how it's weathered. A bit of dry brushing on there to make it look really weathered and worn. So you do get two of those. That's a nice cool touch. There's the other one there. Again, pretty much just exactly the same as the first one. Then we have his rifle. Nice big beast of a thing. Really nice bit of work. And again, it sort of looks, it's been made to look like it's wood. And I think that's a cool touch that they can do that and make it look like it's wood. Beautiful, beautiful paint work on it. Looks fantastic. Got no gripes with stuff like that, you know. I love bits and pieces like this to put on the figures. And then of course, on the other side we have his own gaffy stick that he made. Again, just plastic, but it's made and thingy to look like it's made from wood. And I think that is pretty damn cool. And it looks really fantastic with the bits of dry brushing on it to make it look like it's metallic. And like it's basically been weathered and worn and it's gone rusty and all that type of stuff, you know. But I think you would have to be careful because it is, like I say, it's very soft. You know, you have that type of thing fall down onto that, and that potentially has the thingy to snap. You know, it's thingy. I would have preferred it if they'd made it possibly with metal, so that at least then, I know it might have been a bit heavier, but even just that bit alone made with metal, so that literally it would have been sort of not as bendable and not feel like it could snap very easily, or even in extreme heat start to really bend and warp. Yeah, so, but other than that, it looks cool. Yeah, really cool. What else you've got in the thingies of accessories wise here is your beaten up helmet. That is cool. Nice touch. Again, good for doing your posing and that with. I don't know if you can actually attach it to another figure or not with that. I'd have to have a look. But possibly depend on the type of thing you would have, because by the looks of that, I would need like a ball style peg to it to fit in me, but that is still really cool. Weathered well and looks like it's been smashed a bit. Now the two figures is the next two things, but I want to sort of almost skip by them to see the actual bases, and then we'll go to the figures itself after that, because that's where the meat is, isn't it? That's what the thingies are. Again, comes with another clamshell over the top to keep them in place. And this is a cool touch. You have one of them as the normal crotch grabber. Another one has the dynamic flight stand with the grabber, which again I'm always wary of these things for the fact is that they're very tight and they're digging in, even though they have got like a little bit of sort of soft thingy on there, like a foam piece. I'm still worried with them digging in and causing any sort of mischief with stuff, but until they find a new way of doing it where it still holds it without it being that's what we do. But we do have two diorama bases, which is pretty damn cool that you can have them set on two different styles of diorama base. And I don't know how well you're sort of seeing that and how well the colours are coming across, but there is lots of different sort of little colour gradients in there to make it look like it's rock and bits of grassery and stuff like that on there. Yeah, so I'm pretty thinking with that. Obviously the light in here now is starting to go a little bit thingy, so maybe it's not picking up quite as well as what I would hope it would, but yeah, that is a cool little diorama base for one of them. We have that one which is different. Yeah, that is cool again. There's a slightly different base to it. I don't know which one is supposed to be for which. I say that'll be in the instructions, but maybe they're going to be thingy where they can be sort of cross-played in a different way, you know. But again, really nice paint work on it, really nice levels of thingy. They can always be slightly better. Okay, there is not much you would get where you couldn't go, hey look, they could make that slightly better than what they have, but that is pretty damn good. Yeah, and that would look good in a display cabinet if that's what you have. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with those two. That is really well done. Let's put that on the floor and get to the bit that we pretty much all we want to have a look at. Though I think I'm going to start with this one instead. So what people call this, is it the bird shit one? I don't think so, because this one isn't quite as thin as the other one, the one I've heard of being the bird shit one. As you can see, I'm just trying to get the bits of plastic off. So I'm going to have an issue with them ones on the boots. The hands ones come off fine. It's the boots. So bear with me 2 seconds while I get the boots, the plastic off the boots. Okay guys, so I've got the things off the feet now, so that's a bit better. Now, first impressions again are, it's just a beautiful looking figure. He's well chunkier than the actual original Boba Fett, which I've got in the cabinet behind the video that I've been obviously making. A lot obviously chunkier than what he was back then. Yeah, but it looks absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm well pleased with how it looks. And like I say, this wasn't something that was on my radar. I wasn't going to be picking it up just for the fact of the price and everything. You know, so even if it's something that at the end of the day I end up going, well, you know, I don't really need to keep a hold of it. It's nice that the thing comes in this front. Then I can look at selling it on, but knowing that I've paid sort of a decent price for to have a great thingy with it for however long I do hold on to it, which may be a long time, maybe a short time, who knows? Yeah, if it poses up well and I love what it looks like when I put it in the cabinet, then it might stay with us forever. I think a lot of my stuff does, because I don't buy technically to sell on. Oh, little bits of foam there to get out of the way. But you can see there, look cool. I can get block myself so it doesn't freaking thingy me. Look cool that it looks. That's skull wise. Or should I say the helmet wise, it's beaten, it's damaged, it just looks absolutely cool. looks absolutely fantastic. The levels of paintwork, the chipping, I mean, it just does look absolutely stunning when you see it like that. You know, even though he's sort of his armor plating and everything, you know, it just looks fantastic. These things, you need to see them in hand. You need to be able to look at them and to appreciate just how much detail goes into them, just how much work goes into these things. You know, there's a lot more than what people think are going to go into to what makes these things the way they are, and the amount of attention to detail that Hot Toys takes to make these things. You know, because they look absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. This thing is all of these things here as well can actually move. They can come out. You could take them out. It is nicely really held in, quite thingy, though that does feel like it might be pleather across the front of there. And this is possibly pleather as well, so that makes it a bit thingy, that they could end up eventually at some point sort of flaking away and not looking so tidy. It's great sort of little pipe work here, which is like sort of nice little plastic piping, quite thick, so they look quite cool. It is, and you can hear that there is a texture to them, you know, so they're not just sort of like a plain sort of small thingy with a piping. It does have texture to it. The only thing I'm not as too keen on is this little piece here, because I'm not even hear that. But that's just like, it's almost like it's like a paper style stuff, you know, and it just makes it feel cheap. That part of it makes it feel cheap. You know, I don't know if it's supposed to be, you know, because there is a one at the back as well. Yeah, but so it does sort of cheapen the feel of that part of it. I will be a bit concerned about this sort of belt buckle part of it, because again it's pleather, and therefore at some point in extreme heats you might find that that'll become flaking. So we need to test out this and see how powerful a magnet is. I mean, that's not too bad. It seems to be, you have got movement, but I'm giving it a pretty thingy shake and it's staying on there sort of, and it has got a, it's a decent enough hole to it, so that's pretty good. You know, got a decent enough magnet there, and like I say, it's a really nice looking figure. I'm quite pleased with that. It's really sort of thingy. Like I say, the paintwork and the fact that it just looks like it's been through so much crap and so much hardship. That's what makes this figure so freaking brilliant, you know. I'm going to end up having to watch obviously a few people's videos about how they've got them posed up and stuff like that, to find how I'm going to pose them, because that's just one of my weaknesses. I'm not that great at posing stuff, but I do like to have mine in slightly more dynamic shots. You know, they're about the ones that's about my weakest for dynamic shots, but that's how I wanted them, because it's representing a part of a movie that I remember, you know. But yeah, and you've got obviously the one up here, there, that's posed a little bit more dynamic, and ones further up which you can't actually see are posed more dynamic. The Star Wars ones are posed quite dynamic as well, so I do like to have them in sort of poses that represent something to me, you know, other than just them standing there looking stoic. But this thing, you're not going to get loads of movement in the head because of these helmets, but you do get a little bit. It's, again, there's not too much, but how much you're going to need, you know, as long as you can turn them from side to side then it needs to, and sort of look slightly down. You're not going to get much on the waist either, for the simple fact is he has a bloody big fat suit on, you know what I mean, to thing the face, so you're not going to get a lot on the waist at all. Right. Shoulder wise, you're going to get up pretty much as far as that, because again the sort of material that this is keeping it from going too far, so you're getting about that. Like here you do have a butterfly joint in there, you come forward, do about that without any hassle. You can get it a little bit more with a bit of a push. Again, same with going back though, you know, you'll get it pretty much thing, but how many people have their arms built that far back over? So it's not bad. You're getting an okay thing. You do have the swivel of the bicep. Nice mint double bend there. Can't grumble with that at all. And of course you'll have the normal wrist peg there in this bit. It does have movement on his forearm as well, because that's not just, I don't think that's just the gauntlet moving. I think that's the whole sort of forearm moving, so you see you can have that. This one might be a little bit more thingy because of these pipes, but you still are getting the full, and you're all getting the full range of motion. You just got to be a bit more thingy because these things are all getting bent, but it does give you room to manoeuvre them. Hips wise, it goes up a nice distance. Yeah, so I mean, look at that. Kind of beat that, you know. It's good enough. How often are you going to see Boba Fett doing the splits? Yeah, and the dog was staying in that position, so that's pretty cool. Going forward, the fat suit again is stopping from thing, but it is gone far enough forward to give a good thing. Backwards, obviously you're going to get, you never deal with it. These ones, you know, that's as far as you're going to get back over. You never get far with the Hot Toys thingies for some reason. I don't know what it is with the way the back sides that they make on you never get much distance that way on. Nice double bend at the knee, and thankfully the gaiter on the boot allows you to have a bit of motion on his foot, so that's good. Yeah, you get plenty of motion on the foot. So you do have these thingy there, which again I don't know which one, if you're supposed to swap it out in order to put these thingies on, these rocket firing things, I don't know. And he has got the holster for the gun, so that's the Boba Fett with his uniform on. And now we're going to the one you probably want to see. I've already took off the bits of plastic, so it's not like it came without them. They were on. I've just took them off. I'm just checking to see if there's any other rubber bits on that I need to remove. Looks like most of that's come off. So there we go. First off, head sculpt, guys. You know, this is a brilliant head sculpt. You can't. There is no two ways about it. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you think. That to me is an amazing head sculpt. I do have a Yondu, and I would put that up there as the same level. But you've got to remember Yondu is a space creature that was painted blue, so it didn't have as much sort of texture and thing to how it needed to be. This one is humanoid, and that is incredible amount of detail. You know, that is like a Tamura Morrison shrunken down. Amazing. Can't beat it, guys. Absolutely fantastic. The fact that he's wearing sort of robes, that's why it's called the Boba Roba 2-pack. This thing he does have again on the little bandolier, and the wood, the things that's inside there would pop out again. This bit here feels like it's actually moulded plastic rather than being pleather. No, it is, it's moulded plastic by the looks of that. But it makes us wonder, is that bit pleather like it felt on the other one, or is it actually moulded plastic? Because the other one, I'm sure it was pleather, because I remember thinking, see, so that bit is like that, you can actually see it, but that bit I think is definitely could be thing. I don't think it's moulded, because it has a different feel to the actual sort of strap going around the top end. So I think that is pleather. He does again have the thing on his leg for putting the gun in it, and he does have that bloody paper weight thing underneath there, which again is the one thing I think that sort of spoils that a little bit. Yeah, it's cool. Then design on his hands. Look, it's just picking it up that well because the light's starting to go now. It's late afternoon, but that's cool. And you see the thing you come for with this one is the head sculpt. You know, that head sculpt is absolutely amazing. Can be taken off and swapped over. I do believe it's got Yeah, inside here, you can't probably not see properly on me, maybe just a good can with a different colour. I think that's actually needs to come off. It's to protect the thingy from any rub from this sort of head covering and what have you. Stop the robe from rubbing off on the neck and basically discolouring it. So you can either leave that on and just pull the sort of robes up to cover it, or if you're taking it off and putting it onto the other one, you would take it off and think, but he looks absolutely super cool because it's all fabric style. I think he's all over him and he's got a big fat suit on. Again, you're going to get pretty much the same level of movement on that. Is what you do on the other one. So once again, it's literally not as far as that. Not as far as that. Double bend, usual joint here. You do get more movement on the head sculpt. Though going backwards, there seems to be nothing. You can't really move it backwards, but you can tilt it forward. Not got a massive amount of head tilt, but you don't need it, and then you do obviously get plenty of swivel. Again, body wise, you're not going to get much because of the big, huge fat suit that's on there. Legs wise, again, you're getting a pretty good range of motion. It does try and flick itself back down, as you can see. The fat suit tries to flick itself back down from being like wide, going back down to that. Double bend, which is like a slight ratchet. I didn't notice that on the other one, whether it was a ratchet or not, but that one's definitely got a ratchet to it. And again, it's a split good boot, so you can see that they've still got the little bits of foam in it that I haven't took out yet. So that proves to you just how new it actually is. There is no thingy there. Yeah, but again, boots are pretty good. So like you see, for me now, it's literally a case of going on, looking at other people's videos, seeing how they've got them set up, how they've got them looking, how they've got them posed, and then getting some ideas, and then sticking them sort of back here, which, I don't know if you can see that, but that's me sort of, my little bit of area that I've got for putting in me Boba Fett. So it's a case of trying to sort of move things just slightly just so I can fit them both into there, possibly, or whether I'll put them up there where I've sort of got me a little bit of this thingy for the Mando stuff. It's hard to say where I'll put them just yet, but I've got to find the poses for them. For sale, we'll talk about like having things in a dynamic sort of style. There's something that shows that off. Yeah. So like I say, guys, that's pretty much it for this one. This is an amazing deal. I hope other people managed to pick it up when it was as cheap, because it has shot back up in price again. Not to what it was. It's still cheaper than what it was, but it still has shot back up. Same as a lot of other ones. I've managed to pick up a few others when they were at their cheapest, which I'll tell you about when I get them. I did manage to pick up others when they were at the cheapest. Some of them have shot back up in price again. Again, not to what they were, but so they're still in a sale. Still probably worth looking at. Again, the only issue you might have is the fact is that they have got that many orders coming in because of this sale, that you may have to end up getting in touch with them a couple of times, which I know we shouldn't have to, but is having to happen to get them to ship them out. But when they are getting shipped, mate, you are getting a brand new thingy and they are in good condition. Mine I've had no issue with at all, thankfully. So anyway, guys, if you want, stick around after this, and if I remember rightly, I'll put the little fail on that thing. I mean that. Frig's sake.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,